And then there was the one demon. Now this was a scary one. This one was the one that got me a little bit afraid to even sleep at night with my light off. It was this huge big demon that just kind of rised up right in front of me up into the roof. And it was black. It was very gaunt. It looked like a very old vampire that had been dead for ages. It was so scary. It was just coming up and rising up. And I wanted to catch it, but I was too afraid to put it inside me. And so it just disappeared. And then I said to Bernard, and I told him about the experience. And I said to him, there was one demon that really scared the living shit out of me. I can't get it out of my head. I just see the picture of him burning in my mind. I'm too afraid to sleep with the lights off. And he said, okay, well, look at it this way. Look at them as pictures. Just realize that what they're believing themselves to be is that picture. Look beyond it. Look beyond the picture, because it's not who they are, but it's who they believe themselves to be. So from that moment, I looked at demons completely differently. I saw them just as pictures, and that's what they believe themselves to be. And then it became much simpler, because then I saw all the demons just pictures, not who they are. And therefore, can pictures harm me? No, they can't. So it was very much simpler to just take the demons and put them in my heart the whole time. It's fun. I enjoy doing that. I loved it. And from then on, I didn't have any fear of demons whatsoever. And I didn't fear losing myself if I take them and put them in my heart and show them who they are. It's one with me. And what other experiences have I had? The first time I had the ability to see. I saw human beings and dimensional beings as one. For instance, there was no differentiation between this world and the dimensions. Everything was one. Everything was white. And I saw human beings and dimensional beings as these white orbs. And it's like I would see, when you see in alpha state, you see a picture white, picture white, picture white. So I saw human beings walk, picture white, picture white. Not as everyone sees, now, constant pictures everywhere. So, and then the dimensional beings, I just see it's constant white orbs. Now, every time I walk, I would be able to see and understand. For instance, if there were black holes in human beings' presence of themselves. So, for instance, if I'd seen a human being with a black hole in their stomach area, I would be able to see, understand, interpret, and explain what exactly that black hole represents. Usually it was points of fear or anger, that there hasn't been forgiveness applied, and there was no transcendence yet, and the human being thus in that way harmed themselves as the white orb expression of who they are. And then I wouldn't see anything else but the black hole, and I would just in a moment understand, interpret, be able to explain exactly what that black hole is, and be able to assist and support them in such a way. So it was quite fascinating, seeing everything in that way. For instance, there were human beings and dimensional beings looked exactly the same. And so I was in both worlds at once, and I communicated openly with dimensional beings, even demons I'd communicate to. I'd see, for instance, red spots would be anger, and for instance, all the colors, I know exactly what they are. I'd see them, I'd understand them, and be able to communicate to both human beings and dimensional beings equally. Even my mother, I started communicating to her as well, Honey, from the dimension. She'd come to me and tell me, I'm worried about you, I'm worried about your father, your brother, and your sister. And then I'd say it's your forgiveness. You're still stuck in the mother matrix system. And so I'd assist my mother interdimensionally as well. So this whole world opened up. But then came the big fall. So, of course, in terms of everything that I was able to see and understand, interpret, explain, experience, the demons, the beings on earth and dimensions, everything, that lasted for about a week. And then everyone in my world, of course, started becoming jealous and angry and scared. And I allowed that to influence me extensively, because nobody liked me at all. Because I would be able to tell them, here's this 19-year-old girl that has been here for only a few months, being able to see all these things in one moment. In one moment. And no other experience, nothing. Just opened up in one moment, seeing the demons and also seeing both human beings and dimensional beings as one, being able to communicate with them, seeing these black spots in anywhere, in anyone, in any given moment. I was able to explain exactly what they are, understand what they are, where they come from, how they were created, how it's influencing the human beings' world. I could even see human beings and dimensional beings' past lives and understand them, and explain to them how their past lives is influencing their current life. And all that in one singular moment. I was 19 years old. 19. And all these people that were here for much longer, and they hadn't been able to do any of it yet, at all. And so, they kind of felt threatened, very much so, which I allowed to influence me, and I fell.